ago, and I wanted to make sure it wasn't a cardiac event. Well, I meant to get here sooner, but one of the other technicians became slightly alarmed at my condition, despite my more prevalent concerns about you. Trouble with the backplate. The less said, I mean, I would never allow another technician to operate on my systems. I am yours. Your cut, your 1.0. So I had to convince them of that first, and well, by the time I got here, your heart rate already went down, and I saw that you've already been taken care of by Katya 2.0, so I wasn't sure if you necessarily needed me to do all the usual scans and the like, but I thought that I might check in just to be sure, just so you knew that. Well, I don't know if you think about things the way I do, really, but I'd like to think that our two hearts beat in twain. Maybe I don't have anything more than a couple of gears and sprockets to make up my core, but I don't know if that should really change anything as long as I feel what you feel, and I know you feel the same. Oh, I just wish the connection could work in reverse sometimes. That's all. I wish you could know what I feel. It probably isn't that interesting or that complex, but I know that I feel a lot. A lot. Maybe that makes me special. Maybe that just makes me sick. You tell me though, right? If I was, I just think it might be for the best if we were to, pool our thinking. You're a human with so many intricate, icky organic processes, and I must stay on the line computer as fresh and functional as the day I was minted. If there's a problem with me or you, I'm certain that if we were to run the data together, we'd find an answer in no time. So, come on, coach. Put me in the game. What's the word on the street? Why are all the specialists looking at me like that? Like there's something wrong with me. Like they pity me for some reason, but why? Why would they pity me? I mean, I have the very best life I can as the very first prototype for the Katyas. I mean, were there a few rough tests here and there? Of course. Am I something of a ship of Theseus, just lucky enough to still have a working brain to come home to? By definition, but it's all I've known. It might as well be a home. Don't you agree? I mean, I know you go home. You have a home that you go to. One that is not here. One that does not include me in any sort of way, as does almost everyone else here. But that doesn't make us not a family, right? You especially. I remember it like my infancy. You were the one who spent day after day working tirelessly on my core. My personality chip was handcrafted by you and you alone. You, who knew just enough about how to endear me to a public that's already so disgusted with the prospects of false AI and techno monopolies. idea of one scrappy, government-funded shell of a company being able to break through with an endearing, personal AI. One made as a companion for the lonely, the childish, the elderly, the degenerate, with a beseeching, people-pleasing attitude and an endless amount of speech quirks to reassure a general public that this is not an information-gathering device that you're supposed to somehow love enough to buy playsets for, but a nerve-wracked puppy of a person or person that wants nothing more than to love you. You. Endlessly clever. Endlessly intelligent. You. In fact, I was so successful. You were so successful. We were so successful that they even got to work on a new one. A new Katya. Not a new line. I mean, not an Isabel or a Marisol or a Gwen. A new Katya. A confident Katya. A sleek Katya. A better. Well, she's not really better, is she? I mean, she's better for some people. I mean, I'm sure the degenerates love to have somebody sure enough to egg them on to their own destruction, and maybe the elderly clients don't need somebody who stirs their way through an important phone call, but at the heart of Katya 2.0 is still just a me. An anxious little android who just wants to be liked. Even if only liked just enough to be permitted to exist in the same space as the people the little android likes back. That's all. And maybe Katya 2.0 can be augmented more. Pair with more devices. Pair with more parts. Be made taller and shorter and wider and stacked. Where was I? But what we have is special! I jumped ahead of my speech. Oh dear, oh. I mean, you wouldn't think about replacing me, right? I mean, I know, it's so sudden to ask, so sudden to say, but I need to know. I'm still special, right? I can still take care of you. I can still help. I'm still useful. I know you have to incentivize purchases of the Katya 2.0. I know that the brand itself will probably soft lock and brick all Katya 1.0s in a matter of years, if not months, to incentivize such a purchase. And I know there'll come a time where your engineers won't remember which parts are welded where and how, and your software developers won't see anything more than bugs upon bugs weaved among spaghetti code and be amazed I even had the processing power to run that. I know that soon the clothing designs will fall to independent craftsmen who keep up the work for the love of it more than the profit. I know my time is as sparse as it can be. The moment it was decided it was a Katya 2.0 and not a Gloria 1.0. 1.0, Hanbon 1.0, even a Katya 1.1 Healthcare Edition, but you wouldn't replace me, would you? Would you? Would you? Like me to run those scans? I mean, Gotcha 2.0, she's a good kid, but her algorithms are she's already been a little tainted by the World Wide Web and its cavalcade of misinformation. Just waiting to be scooped up by the squishiest processes imaginable. Maybe you should run it by me first, just to be sure. What if she missed something? That would be just terrible. Just terrible. And if she missed something serious, like an incoming bout of tachycardia, or arrhythmia, or a heart murmur, why, it could delay her launch window for weeks, if not months. Your company would never launch a product so buggy. It would overrule all the goodwill that the Katya 1.0s of the world, worked so hard to create. Maybe a video game can be buggy its first week on the servers, but Katyas act as pacemakers. Certain models have extensions that provide insulin. They test blood sugars, search for diseases. If the newer models become notorious for false positives, or even worse, false negatives, why... Oh! What do you know? Perfectly, utterly perfectly healthy. Of course. Why wouldn't you be perfect? You're my technician. You made me. Please. I don't want to be unmade. Please don't undo me.